Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Friends, Facts, and Fiction. As always, this podcast is made possible by our local convenience stores, the misappropriation of history, and you. And now to your hosts, Justin Hammonds, Brant Bramlett, and Drew Shellnut.
What's up? What's happening, world? It's a podcast called Friends, Facts, and Fiction. And we back with a little tweener. Yeah, I mean, because I'll be heading out of the country for a few weeks. But we're back with some hot facts. And I'm Justin Hammonds, looking at my boy Drew Shellnut.
I'm here.
And my boy Grant Bramlett.
He here too.
And we in the building again,
yes,
bro. And, you know, this is going to be... what do you say, like a lighter joint or just kind of like a cool story?
Yeah, it's a cool story.
It's a cool story.
I couldn't make a full episode out of it.
Yeah.
Like, I loved it when I found out about its existence.
Gotcha.
And then dove in and it was like, I can't make an hour out of this, you know. So since Justin's going to be in Copenhagen again, apparently he likes it over there.
Yeah.
A bunch of tall blonde ladies,
Jesus
cheap
Christ.
drinks.
Jesus Christ.
A dip, nice dip cup.
I just like leaving the country. It's fucking dope.
Yeah.
Because
It is.
Anyway.
It is really awesome.
I don't get
I mean,
too political. But
I don't
like
want to get too
leaving the
political,
country.
but this country kind of sucks. So I'm
There's
sure
great
they
things
got
about
their.
this country.
I'm sure Denmark's got their own problems, but surface level seems pretty sweet.
Yeah. Love this
Seems
country.
pretty damn sweet.
Love this country to death. But, you know, every country has their problems.
Yeah.
But anyway, Denmark is cool. I'll be working, actually, 12 hours a day for 3 weeks. So it's not like I'm just over there parlaying.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know. Sounds like a vacation to me.
12 hours a day for 3 weeks, yeah.
I mean,
It's a vacation everybody wants.
still sounds like a vacation to me.
Nah. Facts. Probably so for you. Probably so. But yeah, man, that's happening. So it might be a week or so, maybe, from a drop from this.
Yeah,
But
we'll
we
spread
still
them out a
grinding.
little bit, and
We're still
then
grinding.
Drew and I may pull on a fun guest and do something while he's out of town. But I figured we'd
Just keep the flow going. You
we'd
know
fill
what I
our back pocket just a little bit
Yeah.
while he's out.
Yeah, of course. As we should. Hope everybody's doing well out there. The heat is starting to turn down a little bit outside.
Yes,
Somebody found the thermostat and was like, hey, all right, this 102,
They probably
106
listened-
ain't cool.
Whoever's controlling the weather now, I'm not sure if it's China or America's taking it back over. But either way, they heard our podcast. That's
Yeah.
clear.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
clear.
Bro, the reach is worldwide.
Yeah.
You know what
They
I'm
were
saying?
like, send more hurricanes.
Because I
Yeah.
bitched hard about how hot it was, and they were like, "Send more hurricanes, but make Tennessee a little less deadly."
Yeah.
I mean, today it went to like 81 at like 3 p.m.
It
bro.
was
I was
awesome.
like, word.
Yeah.
I want to smoke a cigar outside. I chilled. Fucking got
I
some sunlight. It was
almost
dope.
ended up with like a half day. Like literally, I was going to be done at 2 p.m. Barely broke a sweat. It was awesome. And then I got a call for like a commercial gig that was good money, and I had time, so
Interesting.
I ended up trimming around the cell phone tower for what I thought was like an absurd amount of money. You know, I was like, oh, this kind of looks like it sucks. So I was just like, here's a lot of money for me to do it. And then it was last Friday, they hit me up today. I was like, yeah, that sounds great. And I was like, oh, sweet, cool. And then I got like a third of the way through it. I was like, fuck, that wasn't
Should have
enough
charged
money.
more. should charge 100 more than what you think.
The tale as old as time is me underbidding myself.
Yes.
I'm telling you, dude.
Yes. Know your worth, King.
Well, I walk in and I'm like, this isn't that bad. I've seen worse. And then something always happens.
Oh, yeah.
Like the Hornets that decided to attack me halfway through. That was fun.
Yeah.
Ever tell you the Hornet story from my childhood?
I think so.
So my third grade year, I had to go to the rival high school where my grandmother lived because my mom was working like 2-3 jobs.
Like for the year.
Yeah, for the year. She's
Oh,
like,
that's
just
weird.
I'll come see him
Yeah.
all the time, but like I need to work a lot. So I stayed with my grandmother, and I went to the rival high school. Met all these kids. We're all still cool, you know what I mean? But
Sure.
when they first met me, I was like the new guy from the rival town, whatever. And the first week of school, was hanging out with the cats that I made friends with, and like, I bet you want to go shake that fence post over there. And I was like, say less. You know what I mean? Say less. I go and shake the fence post. Hornet nest just
immediately for sure.
got stung right in the chin, bro. By a hornet, like a fucking like hornet, bro. Yeah. Right in the chin, instantly tears.
Yeah,
of course.
I'm screaming.
I mean, you're fucking what,
bro,
11 years old?
Bro,
That's horrible.
screaming, bro. Ran home to my grandmother's house. Literally, it was like maybe.
You just dipped out on school?
Oh, but no, this is after school, right after school.
Okay.
Yeah. So we were all heading home anyway, and my grandmother lived in the neighborhood next to the school, so it was a easy run. But I had to run through a sugarcane farm anyway. Don't worry about that. So I literally get home and my chin is swelling
Deep
up
south.
already.
Right.
You know, chin swelling up, and my grandma was like, "What did you do?" I was like, "I didn't do anything. They did it." And she's like, "They?" It was like, "The Hornets." And I was like, "Wait, what did you do?" And I was like, I got stung by a hornet. And she was like, "Okay." She just put aloe vera on it and like gave me a heat pad and medicine. No medical attention, like no professional medical attention. We're in the country, bro. We're in the country.
Yeah.
You got stung by a hornet, you're fine. And
If you're not allergic, you're fine.
Ended up, I was fine,
Yeah.
but the shit hurt like a motherfucker.
Yeah, it does.
That shit sucks. But anyway, that's my little hornet story.
Nice. I like it. No, I got it was one of those on the wrist, and I was like, that fucking hurt. And then another one on my bicep immediately. I was like, man, that hurt even worse somehow. And then on the back of the arm, and then on the back, the shoulder blade. And I saw that angry little bastard just buzzing around me and just dropped my tools and just cartoon sprinted out of there. You know?
Get out of there, bro.
Yeah.
Get out of there. Because they will actually chase you less than wasp will, but they will attack.
Yeah.
Like immediately attack.
Yeah.
Like straight up, off rip. Yeah. Drewski, how you been, my boy?
Been all right.
Yeah.
Been fishing a lot.
My boy been on a fishing trip over here, just out here thugging, man. What's going on?
Yeah. I just went down to South Carolina, South Kakalaki, as we like to call it. Tried out some new baits I've never used. Apparently, I am the master debater. Because I tore fish up on everything I used.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
But no, on a serious note, it was really fun. Got to watch a couple hawks rip fish out of the water.
That's awesome.
Heron fishing. There was a woodpecker that was flying around. This is a 10-acre lake, stocked pond, private lake in South Carolina, in Prosperity, South Carolina. And,
you in the big city, baby.
and I can guarantee you guys, you will never find this place.
Yeah. Straight up.
GPS.
I've never heard of it.
GPS was like, you might want to turn around.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah. There's
Google Maps was like, I think there's a gravel road here.
this motherfucker ain't even got a Dollar General.
Yeah,
So y'all need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. If you can't find Dollar General, bro, you're in the sticks, bro.
Right?
Yeah.
You're in these sticks.
They did have one really cool store. It was their drug store, and it said Prosperity Drugs, and I just got a kick out of that.
Of course.
But there was this woodpecker that was flying around the lake, fucking big-ass woodpecker, extremely fast, but it landed, and it just kind of was chilling like birds do on the top of the water, and a bass tried to eat it.
Nice.
Whole-ass fucking bird.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the?
Where we at right now?
Yeah.
And it just ripped up out of the water, and I'm just like sitting there in this little kayak, like, where am I?
Well, catfish do that. I don't think I've ever seen a bass.
Bass just fucking straight up, and it had to have been 10, 15 fucking pounds. It was huge.
The bird just swimming,
Yeah.
chilling, kicking. Oh my God.
We saw a black bear, a bald eagle,
Nice.
and
America.
I started communicating with owls because there was one owl that was just out there.
It's interesting
Yeah.
turn that took. All right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You're starting to. Whoo.
So I know how to conjure up owls like a witch now, apparently.
That's cool.
But yeah, like they were like flying in from different areas of the lake, and I was like, I should probably stop because these things are predators and are
Yeah, they're
quite
predators,
scary.
and they're pretty large.
And they are very large.
Forget
They're
how-
so dope.
You don't.
They're a
People don't
lot
realize how
scarier
large-
than the fucking eagles,
Yeah.
which also is a bit of contention for me that we named our national animal after a scavenger that chirps.
Was either that or a turkey.
Like
They're pretty majestic, though.
like yeah, sure. Until you watch them land, and then they're just like, "Meow."
Would you prefer a turkey?
Yes.
Okay.
Turkeys are way scarier than fucking eagles.
That's true. They do have those little venomous spurs.
They and they also have like you can just be standing in the middle of the woods and hear boom, like a drum, and you're like, "What the fuck was that?" And that's just them like puffing up. And when they puff up, they make a boom.
That's true. Never mind.
And it's
You're
like,
right.
okay, where did that come from? Like, so if you hear the timpani drums getting louder in the woods, it's not rednecks, unless they have captured a bird for their own like advancement of military precision. But you may want to run because I was in an ATV with my wife. And my uncle had a turkey, and his name was aptly Cuckoo. And he was running beside the gator that we were driving in and trying to jump into it and attack my wife
That's fun.
the entire time. And she was like, "Go faster, this thing's fucking trying to get me." You know, like kind of a deal. And I'm like, I can only like, this is an
only so
electric.
fast as
This is
goes.
literally like a golf cart that I'm
only so fast.
driving. You know, it's like, I can't go any faster. I'm pulled over already. I can't pull over any further. You know, kind of a deal.
No, for sure.
But yeah, no, those things are fucking psychos.
Yeah, they are
So,
psychos for sure.
If you ever run in Nashville, you wouldn't have to worry about it because they're protected here and they're a bunch of pussy birds. But if anywhere else in the actual wild, if you run up on a turkey, it's not your friend.
Or a pack of turkeys.
Oh,
Because
no.
they feel confident in their numbers.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. They do.
I've literally
Indeed.
been in the woods on my family's land and then go through trail, come into a clearing, and then like 30 birds stop and look at me and don't run.
No.
Scariest shit ever.
It's
No.
like oh, hey, sorry, I'm just gonna, no, you fine. I'm just
We're
gonna
gonna go back
yeah.
this way.
You know how I feel about birds. From a distance, beautiful. If I'm up close, I'm good, bro.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
need to be here no more.
Please stop.
Because you can fly. Well, most can fly.
Yeah, most.
And, there's no running. There's no getting away.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
I got a
In the wilderness.
I've got a
that is.
fucking peregrine falcon tattooed on my leg. I love a bird of prey.
Yeah.
Never gonna fuck with one.
No. They're very
As you should
scary.
not.
If I end up
As
like
you should not.
crazy rich, I might get into falconry, but probably not. You
That's
know what I mean?
honestly the
Because I
only
respect them too much.
the only reason
They're
why
better
like
up there.
I've
Over
always
there.
wanted like a plot of land like out in the middle of nowhere, and I make fun of little dogs by calling them not dogs, but I
Same.
do like a long-haired dachshund.
They're not dogs.
I do like a little no, they're not dogs.
No.
They're a bastardization of a wolf.
It's a fun little creature.
Right? Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not a dog.
Which is like-
That's not a dog.
You're just waiting for emails at this point.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Actually, yeah, email us.
Yeah.
If it's under 35 pounds, it's not a dog.
It's not a dog.
It's not a dog.
It's not a dog. Sorry, not a dog. Prove me,
I love it.
Prove me wrong.
It's adorable.
Friends, period, facts, period, fiction at
gmail.com.
Yeah.
If it's under 35 pounds, it's not a dog.
It's not a dog.
It's not a dog.
No, not a dog. Just a really weird looking cat. Mixed with like a fox or something. I don't know. It's fucking jury's out on that one. But I've always wanted like a big plot of land and like a fun little guy with like a great Pyrenees or something. But
Yeah, you got a big boy, little guy.
Yeah, big guy, little guy.
Mm-hmm.
But and the big guy's going to be bossed around by the little guy because that's the
That's how it
Napoleonic
goes.
things. You know, that's how that works.
And how's that? It's how it happens in my house.
Yeah.
Cha-cha.
But I've after this fishing trip have started questioning that theory of a good idea because hawks and things of the like will just come and scoop up your little fur baby and fly off with it.
Oh yeah,
Oh, for sure.
And so
no remorse.
Yeah, you're not picking up a Great Pyrenees. So
that's a dope ass lunch.
right.
Why would you be remorseful about that? You know what I mean? Like,
Crazy. and honestly, speaking of owls, running it back, what's the movie, bro? Owls of Ga'Hoole?
oh, that weird ass animated film.
Animated
several
joint?
years ago.
Guardians.
The Guardians
Yeah.
of Ga'Hoole or whatever.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
it was the dude that did 300.
Yeah.
And he did
Wow.
a fucking animated owl. So, yeah.
I just automatically agreed with you because of the patter. But
Yeah.
wait, really?
Yeah.
No
It's the
shit.
motherfucker that, yeah, bro. And he did this warrior movie about
Fun?
owls.
Well, right,
Bro,
I remember that. But
crazy good movie. Like
Oh, it is
Subdome.
good.
It's
It really
a good
is
fucking
good.
film.
Yeah.
It's a good fucking
It's a
film.
sleeper.
It's all about owls. It's a sleeper for sure. But Guardians of Gahul, I believe is what it's called.
It actually is good, for real.
It's letting the people know.
This one owl gets kicked off a branch, and he's just like, "This is my forest."
Yeah. That's kind of how it kicks off, for real. They fall off the tree, and it's like, all right, well, shit, we out here now. Yeah, straight up, bro. It's crazy, dog. There's armor involved.
Yeah.
All type of wild shit, bro. Crazy.
And then you have Faramir from Lord of the Rings, just the documentarian of the whole thing.
Just out of nowhere.
It is wild.
Also,
bro.
why is he the documentarian on so much shit?
Because I mean, you know, the
He's
voice.
good at it.
300, like there's so many things.
The voice is so storyteller like.
Hey, he's just good at it.
Yeah.
You know, we all need a good narrator.
Yeah.
Generationally, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
The Nat Geo guy, I think he's fading off.
Oh, he old as hell.
Morgan Freeman's solid, but he's getting old.
He's
getting
old.
up there.
I mean, he looks good, but
Yeah.
he's old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking Harrison Ford's like 82, and he's in the new Captain America.
Fuck
movie.
off.
It's crazy.
Is he really 82 years old? Ugh.
It's insane. Anyway, man, we're getting off. We're
Sure.
We're getting far off the path now. Anyway, so we got these hot facts today, guys. Thank y'all for tuning in. We're all caught up on what life is like for us three. Hope everything is good for y'all out there. Yeah, I hope everybody's okay, staying beautiful and positive in this world that tends to make everything not seem beautiful and positive. But anyway, we got some hot facts. Interesting story, apparently. Funny story, mostly.
It's pretty great.
Yeah, we'll get into these hot facts and just tune in, lock in.
Yeah.
I mean?
So it's one of those things where I've decided to go off on this sort of side tangent. I'm still looking into the deep stuff that I can maybe make a couple of episodes out of, like a 2-parter, maybe a 3-parter. But I'm also kind of have found this fun idea of musicians, just because, well, for one, we're all musicians. Mm-hmm. For two, they're usually bad shit. You know what I mean? Especially before 1990. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It was a fun time. I realized the other day,
60s and 70s.
if I could take my brain now, put it in my 21-year-old body, and then just time travel back to 1967.
Oh Lord,
I'd be so happy. It'd be so awesome.
Yeah. Shit.
Make a shitload of money.
Yeah.
In the stocks.
Right.
But also, I get to live that life.
Yeah.
Because fuck cell phones. Fuck social media.
Yeah.
And I think social media and the internet and all that kind of shit has been a really good equalizer, just because you can't be that goddamn wild and get away with it.
You can't be that guy anymore. Like that when we were in our band years ago. It's you can't just be really good and dope anymore.
Right.
There's more.
You have to be a good person. You have to
have the social media presence.
Put
you have
your
to
face
be present
on.
everywhere.
Yeah,
you have to do everything.
yeah, exactly.
You can't just be dope as fuck at your craft and the wild man that people want out of rock star.
Right.
You can't be all that.
I really do miss running around as a kid with no repercussions.
Me too. But anyways, on that, I'm looking at musicians doing some wild ass shit.
Jesus.
And there was a couple of different stories that popped up while I'm looking into it. And I'm recognizing the last name, and I'm like, hold on. There's no way, Mm-hmm. The last name is Trudeau, i.e. Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada until recently, I think.
It's a pretty good first name. Solid.
Well, his mother, Margaret Trudeau, was also a first lady of Canada.
Yeah.
She's like
her
Canadian
husband
royalty at this
was, I don't remember his name right now, but Trudeau, a prime minister of Canada, and then her son became prime minister of Canada.
So she's the wife of a prime minister and the mother of a prime minister, meaning she's the queen of Canada.
Basically, yes.
Essentially, yeah.
And by the
Game
way,
of
that
Thrones
is
terms,
never happened before
Yeah.
in Canada. It's never happened in America. There's almost no stories actually, across most countries in the modern era that have a wife and mother of a
we're talking
president.
like England, France, and the fucking 1400s type
It
shit.
does not happen.
Yeah,
Closest thing we got was the Bushes.
facts.
Yeah, closest
Big facts.
to it. Yeah,
Big facts.
Exactly. Yeah. But Margaret Trudeau was not only kind of a first, especially for Canada, but also fucking awesome.
Apparently.
Yeah. So I'm looking into it, and I realized it's not quite enough for a full hour, like I said earlier, but I did find a lot of fun information, but then this one article really kind of just summed it up in a really nice, fun way. So I figured we'd just make this a little tweener, right?
It might become an episode. Who knows?
This is from the
It's going to be an
Harper's.
episode regardless.
Yeah, exactly. This is from Harper's Bazaar magazine, and the article is written by Alex Kaczynski. And this was right around the time that Justin Trudeau was elected prime minister. There's a lot of resurgence of Maggie's wild stories.
He's wild in
that
himself.
happened around that time.
He had the blackface shit back in the day as well. All that bullshit. So he's a wild child as well.
For
Let's
sure.
not forget about that. JT.
Articles entitled First Lady, Wild Child, Margaret Trudeau. She danced at Studio 54, hung out with the Rolling Stones, and cut a stylish path through the 1970s. Now Canada's unconventional former First Lady, and whose son is the country's new Prime Minister, again this article's old, is back in the spotlight. My Day with Margaret Trudeau, the glamorous First Lady of Canada, 1970s tabloid fixture, and mother of the country's handsome, young, newly elected Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau. Begins with an unscheduled 8 a.m. phone call to my hotel in Montreal. Hello, it's Margaret Trudeau, she intones. The slightest hint of a Canadian accent and the way she casts her vowels. We were scheduled to meet later in the day at 2 p.m., but Margaret asks if I'd like to get together beforehand so we can get to know each other. She offers to pick me up herself. I'll meet you outside your hotel, she says. I'll be the one in the beat-up Prius.
That's wild in itself.
A few hours later, a dented red sedan pulls up in front of the hotel Le St. James in Old Montreal. The back piled high with sports equipment and children's car seats. Hi, says Margaret, reaching over for a cheek kiss and pushing a pair of skis out of the way so I can climb in. This is the former First Lady.
That's crazy.
Mind you.
Yeah.
One of the great advantages of having been married to the Prime Minister was that I got a lifetime pass to Whistler, she explains. Soon she is belting out Adele's Hello as we sit in traffic, her voice swooping from octave to octave while bemused college students observe from the sidewalk.
Like, is that who we think it is? I think it is. That's crazy.
At 67, Margaret, dark-haired and trim in a sleek black dress, still emanates the beauty and ebullience, or ebullience? I don't know. That captured international attention when in 1971, at the age of 22, she married Pierre Trudeau, Canada's then Prime Minister. Charismatic and commanding, Trudeau, 29 years her senior, was a popular and progressive leader. He was also known as a bit of a playboy.
Damn, 29 years.
Yeah,
Difference?
You could say Playboy.
He's a playboy for show, boy.
Barbara
Damn.
Streisand, whom he once dated, described him as a mix of Marlon Brando and Napoleon.
That is interesting. That's an interesting combo, bro. Because Napoleon was a lover at heart, but playboy, and then Marlon Brando was out here.
It was Brando.
Brando was out here.
It was Brando.
He's still out here.
Yeah.
The fuck you made?
Margaret, though, proved every bit his match. She raised eyebrows and won hearts by refusing to conform to the traditional notions of what a political wife should be. She smoked pot in front of her security detail when she wasn't trying to ditch them, partied at Studio 54, and was unabashed in her tastes for high fashion, revolutionary art, and rock and roll. Last fall, Margaret was thrust back into public eye when 43-year-old Justin, leader of the same Canadian Liberal Party that his father once shepherded, swept to victory in the general election in a confirmation of dynastic manifest destiny. Like Pierre, whose surge of support became known as Trudeau Mania during his 1968 campaign, Justin, a former schoolteacher, had been heralded as an agent of change for the country after 9 years under his conservative predecessor, Stephen Harper.
Marlon Brando's dead, by the way. Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah, I was about to say. I'm telling you.
Anyway.
I'm gonna let that lie.
Yeah. Nobody said shit. I was like, hey, Marlon Brando is probably dead. Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, he is dead. Yeah.
Anyway.
Justin is our politician, Margaret says proudly over escargot and vitello tonato, right?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
Sure.
Some French shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Damn.
Maison
Hey, we
Bleu.
love y'all out in France, man.
At Maison Bleu and the Ritz-Carlton, oblivious to the eyes of virtually every diner in the restaurant fixed upon her. He has a deep warmth in him. He wants to know about people. He wants to be inside their minds. His path, whether it is luck or coincidence, is that he is just one of those golden people. He also seems to have inherited her easygoing charm. And, as she points out, her hair. He certainly doesn't have his dad's, she says.
Fun.
Margaret's relationship...
Stan forgot about that blackface, Justin Trudeau. Anyway. Go ahead.
That did happen. Margaret's relationship with Pierre was passionate but fraught. We had this hugely intergenerational marriage, she says. I was hardly a woman in my early 20s, and he was very urbane, sophisticated, intellectual in his early 50s. They first met in Tahiti when she was 19 and on vacation with her family. Pierre was then Canada's Minister of Justice. After a 2-year courtship, they shocked the country by getting married in secret in her hometown of Vancouver. Only 13 people attended the ceremony, which was so private that even Pierre's aides were told he'd gone skiing for the week. While some bristled at the age difference, Margaret's parents approved of the union. Her father, James Sinclair, had been a member of the Canadian Parliament himself. Like Pierre, was a staunch liberal. Many in Pierre's inner circle were just happy to see him finally settling down.
So
Is it bad that when you said like his aides were like sent away to go have a vacation, like all I could think of was like the candy runts. You remember the little commercial with like the little runts? And I'm thinking of AIDS as the actual disease, and they're like on skis.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry,
I'll
shut up now.
That was a thought, though. That was a thought. I'm glad you expressed it.
You had a thought, and I entertained it. So
that was crazy.
Yeah, so I'm literally staring off into space while you're talking, and I'm looking at runts on skis.
That is wild. Shout out Willy Wonka, bro.
How's that gummy drip?
Oh, the gummies are great.
Fucking
The gummies are great.
So her dad was a politician.
Yeah.
Under homie.
Yeah, working with alongside. Yeah.
They're on vacation. She's 19 and meets what, a 40-something-year-old.
Yeah.
Got to be 49 at least.
Yeah, he was late 40s. Yeah.
And they just started banging off that. And her dad was like, that's cool. I'm just happy that he, found somebody.
She was like, go hang out with the AIDS.
Bro, you know how much I would strangle this motherfucker?
Yeah,
my 19-year-old daughter, bro. You serious?
But I think it's
I
also
would
that
strangle
like,
shot this boy.
super old school,
Fuck you
like
talking about, bro?
mucky muck kind of thing.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
they're
it was
both
the 80s, right?
politicians.
70s,
They both
80s.
come from.
It's different time. It's different time.
They got old money families.
It's a different time.
He gave him a pack
different time.
and said it'd be all right.
It was a different time. It was a different time, bro.
Yeah.
It was a different time.
But anyways.
Somebody my peer level. Yeah.
I'm with you. Look, I'm with you.
But hey,
Yeah.
it's good. Yeah.
Like, good example.
Yeah.
You and I become successful, which not for lack of trying.
It's inevitable.
Yeah. I have a daughter, and then you become very interested in my daughter. No, sir.
Bro,
no.
First of all, homie, I would never. But second of all, if I did, just strangle me on sight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And likewise.
Because you don't.
If you have a daughter and I become
Because
interested in your daughter.
I don't want you to have a
Hell
quick
to the
death.
no.
I want to have you a quick death if you're doing that. I want to like feel your last breath. Straight up.
I want to watch the light leave your eye
It's not no
as
quick
that
death.
last bubble goes.
Yeah, it's not no quick death. It's not no quick death. Yeah. You getting.
Yeah, 100%. I'm with you.
Anyway, continue. I'm sorry.
And
I just had
likewise.
to express that because I was like, wait, homies with the dad? Anyway.
Yeah.
I was going, different time. It was a different time.
So anyways, Margaret moved into the Prime Minister's official residence at 24 Sussex Drive in Ottawa. She gave birth to Justin just 10 months after the wedding. On Christmas Day in 1971, right? A second son, Alexandre, arrived on Christmas 2 years later, weirdly enough.
Not good enough for Alexander. Just Alexandre.
I'm assuming this is the French of it, but it's Alexandre D-R-E. I'm assuming it's Alexandre.
Alexandre.
Yeah.
Alexandre.
I'm assuming it's Alexandre. Followed by
fucking
a
weird
third,
French with your weird bacon.
We love y'all
Michel.
in France, man.
Followed by a third, Michel, in 1975. Things, at least initially, were good, but the strain of raising a family and balancing the demands of political life began to creep in. Pierre, Margaret says, had expectations of her that she felt she could never live up to. I was fresh out of university. I was a flower child. I was very free-thinking for my time. I'd been raised to be very liberated. My mom only had daughters, and she wanted each of us to be independent, she says. I loved Pierre deeply. We had a wonderful time when the time was ours and ours alone. But once he married me and got me home, I was having his children. I realized that I had been put in a birdcage.
You don't say.
Margaret turned to alcohol and pot and stewed in her resentment.
Don't do the pot.
My husband had all the virtues that a good husband was supposed to have, but he was also dictatorial and old-fashioned. I was always saying, what about me? We're in a partnership, aren't we? I devoted a lot of energy to blaming Pierre. She lowers her voice conspiratorially. I called 24 Sussex the crown jewel of the federal penitentiary system.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Also, dictatorial, isn't that like every male at the age of 16?
Nice.
Man, I'm just dictatorial as hell.
Meanwhile, she stumbled on seemingly simple formalities, like what to wear at a White House dinner with Jimmy and Rosalind Carter. Rather than a gown, she wore a knee-length dress, which made headlines in the U.S. and Canada. The dress was recently in a museum exhibit about fashion and politics in Toronto. So apparently, they haven't left that shit alone.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
She wore a cocktail dress.
She wore a cocktail dress to a formal dress party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Different times again. Different times. Also, homie
Massively.
smashing a 19-year-old, so it's completely different times.
We're not even looking at the age difference
Yeah,
here?
completely different times.
Oh my God, it's not down to her ankles.
She had 2 kids when
I
she was
see
21.
her calves. Ooh.
She had 2 kids when she was 21 with
Fuck
a fucking
off.
40-plus-year-old.
Yeah.
We're not talking about that. We're going to talk about
Yeah.
knees.
Yeah, right.
Get out of my face. With
This is where it gets fun.
This is ridiculous.
At a state dinner in Venezuela, she decided
ridiculous.
to honor the country's first lady with an impromptu song instead of a planned toast. She later admitted that she had taken peyote beforehand.
Roll Tide.
So,
Happy birthday, Mr.
Yeah.
President.
on some Marilyn Monroe shit. So, unbeknownst to anybody there, she's
on
tripping
peyote.
face. She's tripping face.
Well, look, she
and
got
just starts singing out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, out of nowhere. But
she got
everybody's
raked
chilling,
over
eating.
the
Yeah,
Dude, she got
just-
raked over the coals for wearing the wrong length dress at the White House. And so, out of nerves, she decided to take peyote before the Venezuela dinner, which I don't know how A met B in her mind, but that's what happened.
Also, back then, to procure peyote was probably pretty easy.
Instead of like tink, 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 I've had a wonderful time. You seem like a wonderful hostess was.
Tink, tink, tink. I am a walrus. What?
She started singing randomly.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think.
Uply, not like
Because of Drew, I'm trying to think
On
of
key.
fucking I'm the walrus. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Yeah. I am the Eggman. Woo! I am the walrus. Woo! Cuckoo, cuckoo.
everybody's like, all right,
Somebody get Ringo back. Put her back in the back
Yeah.
room.
yeah, I think she's the youngest person in the room too, most
Yeah.
likely.
Yep, with the
Probably
most kids.
so, yeah.
Probably with the most kids too. Jesus Christ.
So the press, of course, had a field day. Suddenly, I'm in People, and it's all gossip, and it's all about our interior lives, she recalls. I was aghast. I don't know why she was aghast. She fucking sang to someone randomly at a very
On
important
peyote.
dinner on peyote, but, whatever.
Different times, man.
In 1977, Pierre and Margaret agreed to separate, just as they had married in secret. When I finally left Pierre, it had been a long time coming. We tried marriage counselors and everything, she says. Eager to spread her wings, she arranged to leave her 3 young boys at 24 Sussex, in order to take up an apprenticeship with Richard Avedon at his studio in New York, a move widely criticized at the time. I wanted to become a photographer, she explains. Pierre had plucked me before I could learn a profession, and I thought this could get me started.
He plucked her all right.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah. However, any hopes for a quiet split were dashed a few days before her departure when Margaret went to see the Rolling Stones play a private concert in Toronto and wound up hanging out with the band until dawn. We played dice until about 5 in the morning in my hotel suite, she says. Smoked some dope, talked. It was a good night. And it was my new world. But no one knew I was separated from my husband yet, and it brought a huge scandal. By the time she got to New York, the press had caught wind that something was amiss. Upon her arrival at Avedon's studio, a group of reporters had already assembled outside the door. Rumor circulated that she had a fling with a member of the Stones, long thought to be Mick Jagger or Ron Wood.
Definitely, Mick Jagger definitely clapped them cheeks. Serious? You come on, bro. We're hanging out with Rolling Stones in the hotel.
It is not in this article, but there are like eyewitness accounts, and this is a long time ago, and it's hearsay. So let's play the telephone game for 50 plus years. Right. But apparently, she was seen running from room to room of the Stones because they basically had the whole floor.
Yeah, of course.
And she's running room to room.
Bro. Yeah, they had the whole top floor,
just in a bathrobe.
Of course,
you know what I mean.
And
she's just like scurrying from one room to another room.
Yeah.
And in another interview back in the day, it wasn't just smoking weed and playing dice. It was like opium and poker and dice. So in my brain, it was like, no. I didn't have sex with multiple members of that band. We just smoked opium and weed and played dice and poker.
Yeah.
That classic, like, I'm going to give you a lot of scandalous information, so you back off what the real story
Because back then,
is.
smoking weed and poker was like, so taboo. So we forget about that you just got your cheeks clapped by half the Rolling Stones. Mick Jagger definitely smashed, bro. Mick Jagger had like 1,000 bodies.
I'm assuming so.
In like a decade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Come on, bro.
He did well, to say the least. He did well for himself.
Come on, bro. I know my Stone shit, bro. He definitely clapped. Anyway, she said, I spent the night with the Rolling Stones, no question. But it was certainly not Mick Jagger. And that's all we have to say about that, she says. In Woods' 2007 memoir, Ronnie, he wrote of Margaret. We had a wonderful time and her husband's name never came up. End quote.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Yeah, I could imagine it came up.
We can all read between the lines. We're all adults in the room here. Let's leave it.
Yeah.
She's a wonderful lady that had a great time. Who cares?
Yeah, I'm not judging her at all. It's just like, come on, bro. We know what's cracking.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, you hung out with the Rolling Stones at the height of their career.
Yep.
Come on. What are we talking about?
Dude, I would. Right now.
Bro, there's chicks right now that are 20 years old that will smash anybody in the Rolling Stones. Come on, man.
Yeah, and they're in their 80s.
And they're in their 80s. Come on.
And I'm saying I would.
Yeah, right.
I'd have a night with Mick. Are you kidding me? Come on. Just for the stories alone.
Right.
Shouts out to my good homie. That's the son of one of the Stones. Shouts out to you, homie. You know who you are. I ain't going to call names, but what's up, boy? Anyway.
So Margaret barreled through the late 1970s on a path intended for self-discovery. To an outsider, it looked more like self-destruction. She dated Ryan O'Neal, Jack Nicholson, spent days at Warhol's factory, and frequently chaperoned Truman Capote home to bed. On the same night, 1979, that her husband's party was crushed in the Canadian election, Margaret, by then publicly separated from Pierre, was photographed dancing ecstatically at Studio 54.
Bro, Jack Nicholson.
Yeah,
Back
in the
them
70s, dude.
Yeah.
Boy.
He was bonkers.
There's some stories out there about old Jack was out here slinging that pack. Tell you what.
The unflattering images appeared in newspapers across Canada. Once an endearing free spirit, she became a political punchline. She decided it was time to return home. She moved into a small Victorian house near her husband's residence in Ottawa so she could share custody of their boys. I needed to protect my life, she says. I needed to protect my children. She and Pierre officially divorced in 1984.
Needless to say, she's a force to be reckoned with.
Right.
All those powerful people she was around, and then just kicking it at Studio 54, like, fuck it.
Yeah.
We out here.
Yeah.
I respect her courage and just her bravado, my boy.
Same. I totally agree.
She out here just thugging, bro.
And also-
I'm living my life.
If-
Y'all keep taking pictures. I'm going to keep doing
Yeah,
me.
exactly.
Like, y'all.
Yeah. And clearly she's doing that, like taking this reporter to lunch. you know?
Yeah.
Like,
It's
this is like a
cool.
pre-interview.
Yeah, we can go hang out. What's up? Yeah. I'm about to go do some peyote and shit after this, but like, we can go kick it. Like, it's whatever.
Margaret now lives in a comfortable 2-bedroom flat in Ville Marie section of Montreal. So it's probably VA Marie. I don't know. The front door opens onto a hallway lined with photographs arranged in mismatched frames, and her kitchen looks well used. A framed to-do list written by John Lennon. Put back Sean's large mattress and get Margaret Trudeau's book stands near a photograph of Margaret and Justin, then the toddler, clambering up an airplane steps to greet his father. So she's got a picture of her son in the time that this article was written, then elected Prime Minister of Canada as a child, going to meet the then Prime Minister of Canada, his father, next to a framed to-do list of John Lennon in her well-used kitchen.
Yeah,
this lady is a badass.
I was literally putting that together in my brain, and I was going to comment on that. You said a to-do list written by John Lennon is framed next to a picture of her son and baby daddy, who happen to be the
Both
Kingdom
prime
of
ministers.
Canada. Yeah, the Kingdom of Canada.
So awesome. So awesome.
That's fucking wild. Royalty of Canada. I'm sorry. Yeah. Anyway.
A bank of windows overlooks nearby Mount Royal. Margaret says she walks in the park there every day, rain or shine, to clear her head. She offers me a cookie. This is me, she says, waving her arm at the living room cluttered with needlepoint pillows and piles of books. Though she tells me she did clear away a toy collection set and a few errant Legos left by her grandchildren. You get what you see.
Gangster.
Margaret was diagnosed with bipolar disorder in 2000. And for much of the past decade and a half has devoted herself to raising awareness of mental health issues. She frequently lectures, has written 2 books addressing the subject. Though her own diagnosis came later in life, Margaret says that she'd long struggled with depression. I had my first serious bout with mental illness after the birth of my second child, she says. It was textbook postpartum depression. I was told I had the baby blues.
So they called it for a minute.
Yeah. I was 3,000 miles away from my support system, which had always been my family, and my husband criticized me daily. I was alone. I just thought I was going to live my life as this very desperately sad person who wept uncontrollably. She and Pierre agreed that she should seek medical help, but at the time in 1974, no one was yet talking about manic depression, as bipolar illness was then called. She says, a girlfriend quietly took Margaret to the Royal Victoria Hospital in Montreal, where she was medicated, but she left without a clear understanding of what was wrong. Margaret's waves of sadness were often followed by soaring highs, a condition only exaggerated by her wealth and social position. When I was manic, I was grand mania, she says.
Obviously. Shit.
Where someone else might have run off with the guy from the 7-Eleven, I ran off with the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
Indeed, she did.
I would spend all my money buying Birkin bags. Somebody else would spend all of
Jesus
their grocery
Christ.
money.
Doug, for a caveat, tangent. You know how expensive Birkin bags
No,
are, bro?
they're too expensive.
I don't know.
No, Birkin bags are.
No, bro.
I know of them. I just don't know how much.
Bro, we're
they're
talking like 20 grand.
Yeah, you're talking about like 24, 25 grand.
Oh, my fault, G.
24, 25 grand, like a fucking bag.
Yeah, bro. Those are like no joke.
They are
Fuck off.
No,
real talk.
And that's like
They're the price of a car
yeah.
Ugh.
for a purse. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Back then, they might have been a little cheaper, but still, at that time, it's
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
expensive for the time.
Yeah.
You feel me? But this day and age, they're the price of a car.
Yeah.
Copy that.
Straight
Copy
up.
that.
Yeah. Birkin bags are, yeah. If you know, you know.
Yep. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
That's what rappers brag about, buying girls Birkin bags. I'm like, bro, I would never
Oh,
buy a
copy that.
Birkin bag in my life.
No, go fuck off.
Yeah.
Fuck you talking about?
Anyways,
Coach is just as good.
All right.
Amen.
she said it's paralyzing either way. You don't have the ability to have a second sober thought. She took lithium for a time but stopped because the medication made her gain weight. which I don't blame her there. Her son Michel's death in an avalanche during a ski trip in 1998 proved a tragic tipping point. Margaret was devastated. The pain of losing a child proved too much to bear. She can remember imploring her doctor to put her in a medically induced coma. Damn. Just make it stop, she says. I couldn't deal with it. Her marriage to her second husband, a real estate mogul, Freed Kemper, with whom she had 2 more children, a son Kyle and a daughter Alicia, had already begun to unravel and ended the following year. Pierre, who was suffering from Parkinson's disease, succumbed to cancer not long after. By then, he and Margaret had repaired their relationship, and she was at his bedside during his final days. In the months that followed, she dropped 30 pounds and refused to leave the house. Her family staged an intervention, which led to her hospitalization and diagnosis. Margaret now monitors herself closely for signs of imbalance. A big part of being healthy is making the choice not to be addicted to the mania, she says. If she feels an episode coming on, she declares a lockdown day, ups her meds, and stays home. I don't make decisions. I don't get in my car. This one day for me is how a lot of mentally ill people live every day of their lives.
Yeah, bro. I can directly relate because I've dated women like this. Speaking candidly, honestly. And when it does start to happen, you definitely need to like, all right, now we're going to chill. Yeah. We're just going to chill. We're going to comfort foods, comfort movies. Let's watch New Girl for like 8 hours.
This is weighted blanket and sitcom day.
Let's just chill because I can see it's happening. And anybody that has these issues knows if you're aware of your situation. Yeah. And, you know, I don't know what my attraction is to it, but I love that fucking chaos, obviously, which you both know, my dating history. But anyway, but yeah, definitely she is doing the right thing of like realizing it and being like, oh, nope, I need to chill.
It's because the crazy ones do it better.
And let it go. Drew, you're not wrong. Anyway, the crazy ones do it a lot better. Do it a lot better.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
totally agree.
Indeed, sir.
I just managed to find someone that matches my crazy, but also pulls my ass down from the clouds on a regular, which is awesome.
Yeah, but she's doing the right thing by doing that.
Yeah,
just speaking from like pure experience, which you both know. Anyway.
So she is close to all of her kids, including Justin, who checks in regularly. Her daughter, Alicia, lives
she was
nearby.
close to me. Shit. I'm fucking.
And they see each other almost daily. This is Alicia. Margaret maintains that she won't marry again. I was a darling wife when I was good, and when I was bad, I was the worst on the planet, she says.
That's a dark thought.
She also refuses to allow age to panic her. I'm almost shocked to see that I've grown old, but I'm also amused. Her anti-aging advice: get a 25-watt pink bulb and install it in your bathroom.
Bang, bang.
Fucking love it.
Yeah.
Last Christmas, her life came to a full, almost spiritual circle. She and her children were at Harrington Lake, the Prime Minister's country retreat in Quebec. There was a rare full moon on Christmas Day. She had been in the same place for the last one in 1977. The grandchildren and I were jumping on each other's shadows in the snow, she remembers. The men, my boys, were playing with swords in the moonlight. Fucking what? Yeah, it was a dream.
What the fuck's happening here?
Right?
Is the whole family owned peyote at this last Christmas drink?
I mean, it's basically the Kennedys of Canada. So
yes, it is.
Probably.
Big facts. Oh, we could do a whole fucking series on the Kennedys. Jesus Christ.
I've thought about that often.
Bro. Yeah. Dude, just Rose Kennedy alone.
I know.
Yeah, Rose Kennedy is a sad one. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyways, last thing. The men, my boys, were playing with swords in the moonlight. It was dream stuff. Yeah. At this magical place where I had spent so much of my early life with them. And I thought, we're back. I feel I had been given a second chance. Who gets a second chance? Good article, right?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, for real, it was one of those things where I was like, I could do a bunch of research on this fun, awesome, kind of crazy lady. Yeah. And I stumbled upon this article, and I was like, this is
that's
perfect. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Better than I could have done. So.
I love her, bro. I love her, dog. She reminds me of damn near every woman I've dated.
Right. She also reminds me of damn near every woman that you have dated.
I am not bullshitting. Yeah, it's great as fuck, and then can just like, wait, hold on, and it'd be great as fuck. Yeah, Anyway, that's beautiful, man.
Yeah, I know.
Is she still alive?
Yes.
She is?
I'm pretty sure. Hold on.
Well, I'd love to meet this lady. We need to go to Canada, bro. We all clear for Canada?
I need to.
I can
update
visit Canada. I can't work in Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you can't either. Yeah.
yeah.
We got 6 years left. But I can
So
I can
work
visit.
in Canada?
Yeah, I
we
can
just
visit.
need to visit, bro. We're trying to get a job. What the fuck am I? If we record the podcast, we're not working. We're still
I
on
mean,
vacation.
depending on this next election, we might need to work in Canada.
Yeah, big facts. That Project 25 shit is real.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's still alive. She's 75 years old now.
Oh, she still got some
75.
fucking yeah.
But she's still at the dance.
She still looks good. She still looks good. Look at her.
Oh, bro, I bet
She's looking good.
Ooh, I bet she was a baddie back in the day.
Oh, dude, she was. Look at the
hold on
fucking
now.
Studio 54
hold on
pictures
now,
of her.
Hold on, now, I'm gonna go
They're
for these.
awesome.
Go to these. Ooh, hold on now. Hold on, Miss Trudeau. hey now, Trudeau.
Maggie, my Maggie,
Come
let's
on now.
go.
Jesus. Yeah, we might need to cut this out of the recording. hey, low key can still get it.
It's
think I'm
okay.
joking.
It's only treason if you're in
Dude, she
Canada.
looks good. She really does.
7.5. I bet we can do some peyote and find out. Anyway. Let me stop my shit, bro. I'm over here bullshit. But yeah, that's a crazy story, bro. That's a crazy story. I had no idea that,
No clue.
like,
Again.
basically the Queen of Canada for the past, 30 plus years has been just
Living her life,
fucking
dude.
just
Yeah.
out here with it,
Yeah.
bro. Out here with it. I love that.
Me
Actually,
too.
I love somebody living their full life,
Yeah.
regardless of what the fuck. You know what I mean? Like, this is
think about
me, I'm living
societal
my full
pressures.
self.
Like,
Yeah,
think
exactly.
about societal pressures.
Especially back in the day,
placed
bro.
on
I
her.
mean, she got
Yeah.
blasted for having her knees out at a cocktail party.
100%.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know.
You know what I mean? And to keep just thugging, that's a beautiful thing, honestly. Yeah.
Anybody who hangs out with
She
Andy
nice, right?
Warhol,
She nice, right?
She's a friend in my book.
She's on that shit.
Yeah, she bad, though.
Yeah,
like, for
right.
real. She
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
Kind of almost, I mean, you guys look up pictures of her on
But
your
see, the
own
thing
time.
is, she was
but-
hanging out with Andy Warhol. She was hanging out with Madonna and Michelle Basquiat and all those cats because that was Manhattan in the 70s. Was
Yeah.
fucking that was all those cats. You feel me? So
Who,
like,
who does she look like to you? Like when she was younger? Like I'm getting a little bit of Elaine from Seinfeld, and then someone else that I can't quite pin.
a little bit of little Zoe Deschanel up in there.
A little bit,
A little bit,
yeah.
like a little bit.
Uh-huh.
A little bit. She could eat a steak or two back then, but she's still nice.
Well, she was 70s skinny. She was 70s skinny. That's how white girls look back then. Come on.
Unbeknownst to me. Oh goddamn. Anyway, I'm getting a little too lit off of
Oh, I went.
little Maggie.
I hit the button.
But yeah, that's a crazy story. I hope we have informed y'all on a crazy story because I don't know who's known this about Justin Trudeau's mom because I didn't know this shit.
Yeah.
Dude, I seriously had no
I
clue.
had no fucking idea
until
that
I
she
started diving
smashed
into
Mick Jagger and Jack Nicholson and Capote. What the fuck?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
It's not a probably, bro. It's an of course thing. You don't hang out with the Rolling Stones and not get smashed, or hang out with Jack Nicholson in the '70s and not get smashed. Like, what are we talking about? Yeah, come on, bro.
Sure.
You already know what's
But,
up.
yeah.
You already know what's cracking. Yeah, tongue in cheek, but yeah, we already know what's cracking. But yeah, it's a crazy ass story, bro. Honestly.
A lot of tongues and cheeks. That's for sure.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Hey.
Yeah. My goodness. Well, damn. Yeah, man. Great story, man. Hope y'all enjoyed it. We got final thoughts on everything? How we feeling about it?
Do peyote.
Let's do peyote. Okay, cool.
Yeah. No, not let's. Just do peyote.
Oh, that's the message for the people.
Yeah, just do peyote.
If you're over 18.
No, just do it.
No, I'm on Justin's side.
At least graduate high school first.
Well, then I fucked up. Because I wasn't fucking 18.
I would advise a gap year between high school and college. I would advise that for sure.
Just don't do what I did and do peyote, DMT, and mescaline at the same time.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah.
Jesus, Drew. Yeah, no, I don't recommend anybody doing that.
I was super happy for like
Well,
a minute and a half.
I'm sure it was a fun time. And an interesting, I don't know, 8 months, 9
I'm
months.
pretty sure that I may have fried my brain like 70 years.
Yeah.
So,
Hey,
there's
just
that.
to circle back, I want to see what this dress looked like. Yeah, I'm a fashion tea. I want to see what that dress looked like. I bet it was fire.
Oh, yeah, sure.
With the knees out, which is crazy now that I'm talking about knees.
I'm pretty sure another article that I had read or something somewhere else was that she was wearing tights, like, what the hell's wrong with me?
Stocking.
Thank you. And there was like a rip in one because of something that happened before the dinner, and they just destroyed her in the
For ripping
tabloids
the
for that
stockings?
shit. Yeah.
And that became like a fashion staple.
Instead of wearing
later.
like a floor-length gown, she's wearing a fucking knee-high cocktail dress
extra weight,
and a
bro.
ripped stocking.
extra weight.
They destroyed her.
Sure, you're thugging,
Yeah.
bro.
I know.
Either way, she was a cutie pie. Hey, if you hear this, Maggie, what's up, baby? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so yeah, man. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for tuning in. Tell your mama, tell your auntie, tell your uncles, tell your cousin and thems. Tune in, subscribe. Give us that 5-star review, comments, whatever you want to do. Email us at friends.faction. What did I say?
You were close. You
Faction.
said faction, but
I said faction. Damn, that's crazy.
That's some subliminal shit.
That's
Don't worry about that.
crazy, bro. So actually, I got to clean it up because when I said period, people did the spelled out period. So friends dot facts dot fiction at gmail.com.
you got it, baby.
Yeah. Hit us up. Email us about your thoughts about if dogs under 35 pounds are actual dogs.
That's true.
Or how you feel about knees being out in a dress. Is that a problem? Definitely not. But anyway.
Or if you
hit us
got
up.
some mescaline, like how much is it
Anyway,
going for?
so like I'm saying, this is Justin Hammonds, and I'm saying love, live life because it's worth living, y'all.
And I'm Drew Shellnut, and I'm saying like this. I'm not saying. I'm actually asking a question. Like, how much is that mescaline? Like,
Well, I'm Grant Bramlett. And, to everybody out there that gave Maggie some bullshit back in the day for fashion choices or life decisions, especially not knowing what she was going through on her own personal life. And this extends to modern day.
Yeah.
People that are consistently in the public eye, if they don't line up with your bullshit idea of what social stipulations or what's proper to do, I never liked you. So the Maggie Trudeaus out there, I vehemently say I always loved you. I mean, come on.
Yes, I always have.
Yeah.
Always will.
yeah.
Anyway,
he's
this-
got a really creepy like smile on his face, so everybody just agree with that.
I got a problem, I guess, man. I don't know. Anyway, so listen, guys, thank y'all for tuning in. I'll be gone, but we'll still be rocking. You know what I mean?
We'll rock it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
we'll still
won't
be
know.
rocking. Yeah, they won't know. This is time is a weird thing with podcasts.
I'm taking peyote.
But anyway, we love y'all. Thank y'all for listening. This has been a podcast called Friends, Facts, and Fiction, and we out.
Thanks for listening and stay tuned for the next installment. Find us on Facebook and Instagram to stay up to date on all things Friends, Facts, and Fiction. Our Instagram handle is friends_facts_fiction. As always, please reach out to us. You can send any of your questions, praise, and fact-checking to friends_facts_fiction@gmail.com. It's important to us to only propagate the truth, and we'll correct any errors we may have made. Your hosts and researchers are Justin Hammonds, Grant Bramlett, and Drew Shellnut. Our episodes are produced by Grant Bramlett. Additional producership provided by Grace Higgs. Our recording engineer is Grant Bramlett. Lighting design is provided by Justin Hammonds. This has been a production of Friends, Facts, and Fiction.
A really dirty joint.
Ren and Stimpy.
Ren and Stampy. Sounds like Ren and Stimpy shit.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, with the super zoom in, where there's like
Yeah.
hair
Yeah,
hanging
yeah,
out,
yeah,
like
yeah.
a piece of bubble gum on the side
Yeah.
somewhere.
What they did in SpongeBob later on, because it's Ren and Stimpy's Stitch, they did it in
Yeah.
SpongeBob where they zoom in and it's like
Yeah.
hella fucking
Yeah.
what the fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times.